before we get into this next part of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14 Untucked, make sure that you stop what you're doing, look down, and hit the subscribe button, notification bell, like the video. It really helps me out. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep my word, okay? Be a man of my word, because everybody knows that those are the best kind of men. And be here for y'all every single week to chronicle this season's RuPaul Drag Race events and all of the challenges and different things like that. I thought about actually watching it and kind of giving you like a review, or like, you know, having you guys join me while I watch it and give you a live reaction. So I hope you like that better, and you can let me know if you want me to switch it up or something, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, don't forget to do me right, okay? Do me right. Give me mine. Yeah, I think Willow shouldn't have been saved. I think Willow should have been on top as well. I really like Bosco's little heart look too. But maybe your ass didn't do enough. I really thought that song was pretty.
Gosh, yes, oh my god. I love this runway, but like I think this is like the most immobile out of my runways. And I don't know if y'all think about that when you're going down the runway. You're like, if I have to lip sync in this look, this is going to be an absolute travesty. Like very few walking. You're setting yourself up. With the reading challenge, was there any reads you felt people were offended by or like went too far? No,
I didn't even get a chance to see the whole reading challenge.
Like, y'all aren't lying. Bosco, the human personification of a French fry. Greasy.
Who?
Miss Bosco.
Well, I don't think anybody who get offended by what happened on them
Everyone look at Bosco.
reading challenge is, I mean, some got time for girls, I guess, could come and do it too much. But no.
I introduced the girls to my stepchildren, Ted and Fred.
Yep.
My boyfriend is 2.
He just asked me if I want to watch Medea Homecoming after I finished watching Untucked.
And brushing their hair.
And I said, yeah.
I am the first girl of the season. I also just like don't take things personally very often. Yeah. I know Miss Betty did not enjoy being called Two-Faced. In a way, she's like very sensitive. I do want to know where your red for me kind of stemmed from. Wow, I did hear that you had said some things about me that you have not yet said to my face. Along the lines of I rely on my body to sell a garment.
And I was saying, like, when she tried to read, like, girl.
I love it. I absolutely adore it. Oh my god, I love claws. I love bite. You can be a very, very kind person, but you don't have to be nice all the time. And I
Right.
really, really like that about Dayas. Everyone is like affected differently by the competition. Yeah. Like there are people that are very obviously more perturbed by the sweatiness that is coming upon us. Yes. Do you think Dayas feels that way because she has so much pressure on her? I don't know. I don't know if it's pressure because she went home first and she still hasn't gotten the redemption for that. It's great to be in the top though. Yeah. To get the win. The W feels very low. Yeah. Yes. But I think Dayas is in the top. I think Dayas is in the top. And I feel really happy about that because she worked her ass off. What about you, Mr.
Well, bitch, her ass is in the top.
So good, like. I mean, of course I wanted to be in the top, but I'm fine. I'm happy. I get to slay another day. Honestly, like Jasmine was kind of like struggling.
Georges is really sick, man. I live for it.
Because they could have judged it on group, you know? Do you think they just won as well? She seemed to do well in the performance. Like her singing was lovely.
Come on, Deja. She was giving me fucking hits. Yes.
Like she set a really high bar with her runways, and this one doesn't quite meet some of the other things that she's put on. And I know that that kind of like was on her mind going into this. Yeah. So yeah, girl, I think Deja's in the bottom. Looking at it now, it's just like yeah. Yeah. I think so. What sucks because all three groups were really so good.
Yeah, there wasn't a flop by any means.
I do think Jasmine's in the bottom just because her like vocals weren't as good as the two of you.
Girl.
I don't know who the third is. The thing is, I didn't watch the Supremes when they actually
I couldn't
performed
really
it.
see what was happening. Camden and Carrie sounded good on the track, but I imagine one of them would have to be in the bottom. Yeah.
I know Carrie was struggling with choreo.
You know, by taking the Supreme role, that put a target on your back.
I always go back and forth between they and her, and sometimes masculine pronouns are okay, but it's confusing for me because so much of it is tied into my body medically.
The Supreme role, that put a target on your back. I wanted the Reprieves at first, but then I was like, oh yeah, that's Rupaul's like favorite line. So I was not gonna put myself at like a standard like that.
Yeah, that's true, but I would have wanted the Rupreme just because, you know, that's more of a clear route on how to do what you're trying to do. It's a clear, concise description of what's going to be asked of you with the Rupreme. But it is Ru's favorite, so that's something that you got to think about too.
It's so stressful but exciting. So how did y'all feel about Miss T.S. and Madison coming in Untucked last week? She's amazing.
And by the way, that is RuPaul's favorite, but if I was like, you know, around and they would have fallen in love with music back then, I would not have been into no damn Supremes. Like, it's too pretty, too perfect for me. Like, I like stuff that's a little edgy, a little rough around the edges a little bit, you know what I'm saying, out of the ordinary, make bitches uncomfortable. They were like, you know, America's Dream group and all that shit, which is beautiful, but it just would have been my little shit.
Dream again after like a year of not having her.
I always go back and forth between they and her, and sometimes masculine pronouns are okay, but COVID was hard in the similar sense that I didn't have Willow to help me navigate most of it. I felt that like lost sense of euphoria too, and it's confusing for me because so much of it is tied into like my body medically. It just complicates everything when your health is at stake and you're kind of in your visual perception of yourself because of what's going on with you.
Oh, baby.
I'm not really sure where I'm at with my body and my gender, to be honest. Because of my illness, I've felt this distance from my body for a long, long time.
Oh, wow. That's a very,
So
very
now
interesting
I'm
way to
getting
describe
older and
that.
I'm finally building this relationship with my body. I'm having to learn what do I like and what do I not like. What do I feel connected to and what do I not feel connected to. I don't know. It's like a really complicated thing for me to have to think about because it involves more elements for me than just gender and gender expression. But since being here, I've been so happy, and part of me thinking like, I think I've just been happy because I've been able to like see myself the way I want to see myself, like on a daily basis. And so there's a lot
Makes
to think
sense,
about in the
bitch.
coming years.
Hey bitches, welcome to the 16.
Okay, girl, what's T? Well, we know what's T. But what's T, girl? What happened? Who did what? I wonder if Carrie just wore that red outfit, since she's wearing that red outfit. And then when they asked her was it supposed to be veins and stuff, and she's like, oh yeah, arteries, and like, did she just come up with that when they said that right then? She ain't really was thinking that? Or they was right? I wonder. I think she was lying. But I lied too. I'd be like, oh yeah, girl, this is supposed to be all of the inner, all the blood vessels. But you know, that's just what I just thought just now when I seen her come back in here. I do think that her pantyhose line and the gloves and the necklace was a bit distracting if she was trying to show that it was supposed to be veins and arteries. But I don't know. Also, as far as Willow, feeling distant from his body, like that is something so different, and it sounds like it's not based in any type of superficial emotion. You know what I'm saying? Because he was saying like medically and like it's other stuff that goes into me and how I feel about my body and how I feel about my gender than just, you know, that. It's a lot of medical stuff attached to it, and for me to hear that is like a struggle I never really took into account for anybody. You know what I'm saying? You hear people say, oh, I feel trapped in this body, or I don't feel like, you know, I'm in the right skin or whatever. But to hear somebody say they feel distant from their body or distant from their gender because of medical things, on top of all the other things that the other girls are dealing with, that's perspective. And see, point of view is everything. My mother always said that to me growing up. Point of view, point of view, point of view. But that is something. Huh. Wow. Let me know in the comments, what do y'all think about that? Does anybody watching this ever feel like that? Is that something, you know, me myself personally, I've never felt distant from my body. I never felt trapped in the wrong sex or anything like that. I've never felt distant from my gender. And I've always been grateful for that. But I just wonder, like, I would love more insight on that.
I brought here and they ate it up. They said, like, you're showing versatility. This is so different for Deja. I think the only negative about my performance was, like, they would have loved me to push a little more. But overall, they, like, love me. And I'm recording an album after this. And just all right, enough about me. Miss Scary Colby, I'll go next. They said that the reprieves were entertaining, but they said that I kind of read a little more churchy. I don't completely disagree. That's very much in my background.
First of all, I didn't even see this little thing up on top of her head all the way until she sat down in the workroom, and I hate it. I think she was trying to make a heart or something with the hair. It fell flat to me. Yeah, they said you look like church girl. They said you look like gospel girl. They said you came in there like Twinkie Clark girl. That's what they said. They said you came in there like the director. She said, I love a gospel moment, but that wasn't what this was.
Hello. They really liked me this week. And that you've been waiting for this. And it's like so amazing.
This look is good. This look is good. Them hearts is different hearts on each side. They're like tape hearts. But that's just me being picky. It's a good look.
The way that you have broken through this like stagnant, like being safe, and like I feel like something changed. You can tell that like you're like in it. No, that bitch was mad. That's what that was, bitch. She's like, God damn, she's safe again.
So I'm definitely the bottom three. I just was like so focused maybe on the wrong thing and not just like having fun with it. I did kind of fade into the background. So that's heartbreaking.
That wig you got on is pretty.
Hoping I'm not lip syncing, but I'm going to be
Lady Camden, that wig is really pretty.
I think I will be the one lip syncing, not you. They could tell in my eyes that I was having fun and I was more focused on getting.
I just realized, excuse me, I just realized Jasmine's makeup is so pretty.
I can see you thinking about the dance steps instead of being the character.
I guess I'm just really like.
Her makeup is good.
I put myself at such a high.
I like this purple
choreo and things like that.
Tone with the stones and the hearts, and then it matches the burgundy a little bit. I really
think it's going to be me and Kid. I think you're going to be safe.
I don't know.
That's another thing about Untucked I like about Untucked, because Untucked you can sit and look at them up close and get into the details. You know, chicken feathers or not.
And it feels really, really good to be in the top this particular week, because it's like, bitch, I got 2 right feet, bitch. Even
Yeah, but girl, if I was on, I would have been like, no, this hair is, these cuts on this hair is so uneven and stupid. You need to comb this all the way out and retrim that. And I put a little 1 heart on your whatever. I don't want to sound like a hater because I like interior, but that just didn't do it for me. Sorry.
Come here now. Yay. My Willow.
My Willow. I love Willow too. I understand, bitch.
So much. I love you too, baby. And like what I said to you last week, if I can be half the woman you are, when I start with my
I get the thing is like untucked. I don't want to be looking at ladders and like old lights that they're not using no more and shit.
Like you have such a confidence that I've never seen. You know, you have.
It's like water tanks and exit signs and shit. What is that?
In a way that I've never seen anybody in this entire competition has ever done that.
I just feel a fantasy child.
A fantasy.
And like, if we have to lip sync, don't hold back. Please don't.
That's why I'm gonna listen to this song. You never know. I'm so excited that we got a performance challenge.
Yeah, girl, you need to go practice, girl.
Acting. For me specifically, like the talent show is not a good week for me. How did you feel like approaching the performance challenge? Like before?
I was being selfish.
Okay. Because I knew where I stood in the competition, I needed to stand out. Yeah. And if people thought I was being two-faced, Jasmine, or whatever, like... What is about that particular note? That really particular... It really stung. Particularly, I was like, what did I do to her? I will say, like, recently, like, bitch, your claws have been coming out, bitch. I don't care. I mean, sometimes you have to. I'm not gonna sit around and let our friendships get in the way of us trying to win this thing. If it does offend you that I'm doing what I need to do to place myself higher, then that just shows me that you don't care about the competition.
Well, I don't know if I would say all of that, but I guess I feel you, girl. I get your, you know, hey.
I just want to focus, tap into the song.
But I also think that if you was going to have that energy or say that, then you should have said that when she pressed you and not look like the weak bitch because I was defending you. But also what I do notice is that people be needing time to get their mind right, get their thoughts together, what they want to say.
That's what I'm like mainly thinking about. I know I'm gonna give it my all, but it just feels
But
like
you was mad she said something about you behind your back.
it's definitely gonna be a battle, that's for sure.
So you shouldn't have said something about her behind her. But whatever. I'm minding my business.
Don't rush it. I'm just drinking some more of my cocktail.
Welcome back, ladies. I've made some decisions. Carrie Colby. Sashay.
Take your ass home, Carrie. Bye. Bye.
I feel completely devastated.
Not completely devastated.
I do have a story to share. So to have it taken away from me at this
Girl, you don't look devastated. This hard ass walk you got leaving.
I get it. This is a competition. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Time to pack things up. There's so much stuff. Alright. Fabulous garments, darling. Oh, y'all. Y'all
Child.
got the notes. I need to sit down for these now. Let's see.
They wrote notes that quick?
Oh, it's Oscar.
Bitch, they wrote notes fast as hell.
Be emotional. Dear Miss Carrie.
They said, girl, hurry up, because she's leaving her up right here. How y'all
I love your
feel,
energy,
bitch.
openness, drag, and your shoes. You better get your ass to Seattle so I can show you around and introduce you to my boyfriend. Damn, all these letters is big as hell. Alright, this one's from Jasmine. Since she sent me home, she felt bad. She had to write me something. Dear Miss Carrie,
I wonder what the bitch
I
nothing.
feel so effing bad that I have
You know, I need to be
lip sync
better. I need to be
against you.
more
You
sentimental
were
in life and do more nice things in life. Okay, that's more things I
You
need to
taught
do.
me to be yourself at all times, regardless to win for you.
I really need to hear these letters though, or like that. That ain't really what I need to do.
I love you with all my heart. These are precious, you guys. This is really showing me that, like,
Girl, that's how they gonna spend the rest of the last parts of the show.
So much more of a sisterhood. It really is just shocking to see where drag is going, and it's beautiful, and I just can't wait for what's next, because I know that God has a plan somewhere, honey. It's gonna be fierce.
God has a plan everywhere, girl, and you're right.
It's been a really just
It is gonna be
crazy
fierce.
experience that I'm so blessed to be a part of, and I'm definitely gonna be like, what the, for months to come, but I wouldn't take it back for like anything in the world at all. I was able to open up a lot of parts of myself that I usually keep more reserved. I think it's gonna be really, really exciting, and I've been able to be so vulnerable and honest, so I can't wait for
And I actually think that
great.
moments like these on RuPaul's Drag Race make it better for people in the world. I agree.
Well, the fantasy and fantasy might be leaving, but
Oh, I see the work sign. So where they were sitting there by the ladders and the stop sign and shit in the back, and the old props from last year. That's supposed to be on the side right over here.
people who feel like they need to find a place to fit, and I just can't wait to feel the love of all those fabulous people and watch the show.
Well, y'all, that was RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14 Untucked. I'm getting ready to go get started on editing. Make sure before you leave, you give me mine. You should have did it in the beginning of the video, but I'm going to let you slide because I love you. Y'all be good.